It was a sunny morning in Enchancia, and the royal castle sparkled in the light. The palace garden was full of laughter and colors, as everyone prepared for one of the most magical events of the year, the Great Broomstick Festival. Sparkles, every young witch and wizard from the nearby kingdoms, was invited to take part in the famous broomstick dance, a breathtaking performance in the sky. Princess Sofia had never seen it before, and she could hardly contain her excitement. Sofia stood by her window, watching the carriages arriving from distant lands. "I can't wait to see the flying dancers," she said eagerly. Clover, her rabbit friend, looked up from his carrot. "Flying dancers? Sofia, I thought you liked your feet on the ground." Sofia giggled. "Oh, Clover, it's not just dancing, it's magic in the air." A few moments later, Sofia's best witch friend, Lucinda, arrived at the castle. She was carrying her shiny broomstick and looked both nervous and excited. "Hi, Sofia," she said, waving. "I came to practice in the royal garden. The big dance is tomorrow, and I want to be ready." Sofia smiled warmly. "You'll do amazing, Lucinda. You're the best flyer I know." But Lucinda sighed. "The other witches are older and stronger. I just don't want to mess up." Sofia's eyes softened. "You won't, and even if you do, I'll be there cheering for you." Lucinda hesitated, then grinned. "Well, maybe you could help me practice? I could show you some easy moves." Sofia gasped in surprise. "Me? Fly on a broomstick? I've never done that before." Lucinda chuckled. "Then today's the perfect day to start." Sofia followed her friend to the garden, where Lucinda placed a smaller broomstick in front of her. "Okay, lesson 1. Hold the broom gently, not too tight," Lucinda instructed. "And remember, it moves with your heart, not your hands." Sofia took a deep breath, climbed on the broom, and whoosh! The broom shot up like a rocket. "Whoa! Slow down," she cried, holding on tightly. She zoomed over the fountain, past a startled guard, and nearly crashed into Bailiwick, who ducked just in time. Finally, she landed in a soft bush, covered in leaves. Lucinda ran to her, trying not to laugh. "Are you okay?" Sofia sat up, laughing too. "That was amazing." They practiced for hours. Sofia learned how to balance, turn, and glide. Lucinda taught her little spells to keep the broom steady, and soon Sofia was flying in small circles. "You're doing great," Lucinda cheered. "Thanks," Sofia said proudly. "Maybe we can make our own dance tomorrow." Clover shook his head. "You two are crazy," he muttered, munching his carrot. But Sofia only smiled. "It's not about being the best. It's about helping a friend." As the sun set, the amulet of Avalor around Sofia's neck began to glow softly. She felt a warm, gentle energy surrounding her. A faint whisper filled the air. "When hearts fly together, magic grows stronger." Sofia blinked. "Did you hear that?" she asked. Lucinda looked confused. "Hear what?" Sofia smiled mysteriously. Maybe it was a little message from the amulet. The next morning, the castle courtyard sparkled with decorations. Golden ribbons hung from the trees, and a big stage stood ready for the flying performances. King Roland, Queen Miranda, and Amber took their seats in the royal stands. Sofia and Lucinda stood in line with the other young witches, their broomsticks shining in the sunlight. "This is it," Lucinda whispered nervously. "You'll do great," Sofia said, squeezing her hand. But before they could step forward, a swirl of purple smoke appeared nearby. Out of it stepped Miss Nettle, the mischievous which you always cause trouble. "Well, well," she said with a wicked grin. "A royal princess in a broomstick contest? How charming." Lucinda frowned. "You're not supposed to be here, Miss Nettle." But Miss Nettle only laughed. "Oh, don't worry, little witches. I'm not here to compete. I'm here to win." She twirled her wand, and the air shimmered with dark magic. "When the dance begins, everyone will remember my name." Sofia stepped forward bravely. "You can't ruin this festival, Miss Nettle. The broomstick dance is about joy and friendship, not tricks." Miss Nettle smirked. "We'll see, little princess. We'll see." With that, she vanished into shadows, leaving behind a swirl of purple smoke. Lucinda looked shaken. "Sofia, What if she really tries something bad during the dance? Sofia placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. Then we'll stop her together. As night fell, Sofia looked out her window at the glowing moon. She whispered to herself, "Tomorrow we'll show everyone that real magic comes from kindness." Her amulet shimmered softly in agreement. The next day, the festival would begin, and no one knew that Miss Nettle was already preparing a spell that could turn the joyful broomstick dance into chaos. The sky above Enchancia was about to sparkle with beauty or danger. Crescent moon. Morning sunlight poured over the hills of Enchancia, turning the castle towers golden. Birds chirped excitedly as carriages arrived from every corner of the kingdom. It was finally the day of the Great Broomstick Festival. The air buzzed with laughter, the scent of sweet cakes, and the flutter of wings as witches and wizards tested their brooms in the courtyard. Princess Sofia woke early, too thrilled to sleep. She slipped into her lavender dress and pinned on her amulet, which sparkled as if it shared her excitement. Clover hopped onto her bed, yawning. "You're really doing this, huh? Flying with witches?" Sofia smiled. "I'm not just flying, Clover. I'm helping my friend shine today." Down in the royal garden, Lucinda was pacing beside her broomstick, muttering to herself. "Loop first, twist second, glow third. No, that's backward." Sofia ran up, grinning. "Don't worry, Lucinda. You'll be perfect." Lucinda sighed. "I'm glad you think so. I just hope Miss Nettle doesn't cause trouble." As if on cue, a puff of purple smoke swirled in the distance. A shadowy figure watched from behind the fountain, Miss Nettle herself. She whispered to her wand, "Let's make this little show unforgettable." The wand glowed darkly, releasing tiny purple sparks that vanished into the sky. Soon the royal trumpets sounded. "Hear ye, hear ye! Let the Great Broomstick Festival begin!" cried Bailiwick. The audience cheered as King Roland, Queen Miranda, Amber, and James took their seats in the royal box. One by one, the young witches performed dazzling sky dances. Bright trails of light painted patterns above the castle. Some formed stars, others dragons, and one brave boy even shaped a sparkling crown in the air. The crowd gasped and clapped after each show. Finally, it was Lucinda's turn. Her broom gleamed, polished until it shone like moonlight. She looked at Sofia nervously. "Are you ready?" Sofia nodded, climbing onto her own broom. "Always. Let's show them what friendship can do." With a deep breath, Lucinda whispered a spell. Up and away. The two brooms lifted gracefully into the air. The wind whooshed past their faces, carrying laughter and music from below. Together they spun into the sky, leaving behind trails of blue and pink sparkles that glimmer like morning dew. Lucinda led the dance with a graceful spin. Sofia followed, matching her movements perfectly. They formed a swirling pattern shaped like a heart, and the audience gasped. "Beautiful." Amber whispered, "That's my sister." Below, Clover hopped excitedly. "Go, Sofia. Don't fall." Lucinda smiled midair. "See? We're doing it." But suddenly the wind shifted. A cold gust pushed through the clouds, stronger than before. Sofia frowned. "That doesn't feel normal." Down near the trees, Miss Nettle smirked, her wand glowing. "Let's give the audience something extra." She waved it sharply, and a burst of purple energy shot upward, spreading dark clouds across the sky. The cheerful music faltered as the sun disappeared behind stormy gray clouds. The air crackled with strange magic. Lucinda gasped. "Something's wrong. I can't control my broom." Her broomstick began spinning wildly. "Sofia, help!" she cried. Sofia steadied her own broom and darted toward her friend. "Hold on, Lucinda." She reached out, grabbed Lucinda's hand, and whispered, "We can do this together." For a moment, their broomsticks glowed brightly where their hands touched. Sofia's amulet shined too, sending a soft beam of pink light into the storm. Slowly, Lucinda's broom steadied. The dark clouds trembled. From the royal box, King Roland stood. "What's happening?" he asked. Cedric squinted through his spectacles. "That doesn't look like regular magic, Your Majesty." Miss Nettle frowned below. "What?" "My spell should have worked." She tried again, flicking her wand, but this time a beam of light from Sofia's amulet shot downward, breaking her concentration. The dark clouds began to thin. Lucinda caught her breath. "You saved me," she exclaimed. Sofia smiled, still holding her hand. That's what friends are for. The audience cheered as the sky brightened again. But Miss Nettle wasn't done. "You think you've won?" "Think again," she hissed. With a furious swirl of smoke, she disappeared into the woods. When the dance ended, Sofia and Lucinda landed safely to thunderous applause. Queen Miranda clapped proudly. "That was wonderful. Girls, so full of teamwork and grace." Lucinda bowed nervously. "Thank you, Your Majesty." Then she whispered to Sofia, "We need to find Miss Nettle. She'll try something worse." Sofia nodded. "Let's meet after sunset. We'll stop her before the final show." As the crowd celebrated, the two friends slipped away, unaware that deep in the forest, Miss Nettle was already brewing a dangerous new spell. "Tomorrow," she whispered darkly, "the broomstick dance will belong to me." That night, the castle sparkled with lanterns and laughter, but Sofia couldn't rest. She stood by her window, staring at the forest where purple lights flickered faintly among the trees. "What are you planning, Miss Nettle?" she murmured. Her amulet glowed softly, as if warning her of the danger ahead. Clover hopped beside her, sleepy-eyed. "You're not thinking of flying out there tonight, are you?" Sofia smiled gently. "Not tonight, but tomorrow I will be ready." The moon rose high above the castle, lighting the broomsticks resting in the courtyard below. Somewhere out there, a witch waited in the shadows, and a princess prepared to protect her kingdom again. The next day's dance would decide everything. The morning sun spilled gold across the castle towers, but Sofia couldn't shake the worry lingering in her heart. Last night, she had glimpsed Miss Nettle's dark magic flickering through the forest, and she knew the mischievous, which wasn't done yet. Clover twitched nervously beside her. "Princess, do you really think we should go into the forest? That's where she hides all her trouble." Sofia placed a comforting hand on his head. "We have to, Clover. The broomstick dance is today, and if Miss Nettle tries anything, we must stop her. We can't let her ruin the festival." Clover sighed but hopped along, trusting his princess. Lucinda joined them with her broomstick, looking determined. "Sofia, I think she's hiding a spell in the forest of spells. If we can find it, we can stop her before the final dance." Sofia nodded. "Then let's be brave together." The path to the forest twisted under towering trees with sparkling leaves that shimmered with hidden magic. A gentle breeze carried the scent of flowers, but the forest seemed unusually quiet. Every rustle made Clover jump. "I don't like this," he muttered. "Magic or not, it feels spooky." Sofia smiled softly. "It's okay to be scared. Courage is not being scared. It's facing your fears anyway." As they entered the deeper part of the forest, a faint purple glow appeared ahead. "That must be Miss Nettle's magic," Lucinda whispered. The three friends approached carefully, their broomsticks hovering above the ground. Small wisps of enchanted smoke floated around them, creating shapes like tiny dragons and stars. Suddenly, the forest floor shook. Out of the shadows appeared a group of enchanted vines, moving like snakes, blocking their path. Sofia's heart raced. "Lucinda, can you freeze them?" she asked. Lucinda raised her wand and whispered a gentle spell. Sparkling ice covered the vines, slowing them down enough for Sofia and Clover to glide past safely. "Good thinking," Sofia said. Clover twitched his nose. "I knew following you would be tricky," he muttered, hopping carefully. After a few more twists, they reached a clearing where a tall pedestal held a bubbling cauldron of glowing purple liquid. Around it, Miss Nettle's floating lanterns hovered, casting eerie shadows. Sofia gasped. "That's it, her spell. If it reaches the broomstick dance, it could ruin everything." Miss Nettle's cackling voice echoed through the trees. "So, the royal princess thinks she can stop me? How sweet." She appeared with a flick of her wand. "You'll see, princess. Today, the festival will belong to me." Sofia stepped forward bravely, holding her amulet tightly. "Miss Nettle, the festival isn't about tricks or power. It's about friendship, courage, and joy. You can't ruin that." Miss Nettle sneered. Joy? Ha! I prefer chaos. She waved her wand, sending a gust of sparkling wind that threatened to knock them off their brooms. Clover yelped and clung tightly to Sofia's shoulder. Thinking quickly, Sofia raised her amulet. A warm pink light glowed from it, creating a protective bubble around them. The gusts fizzled as Miss Nettle's spell hit the barrier. No! Miss Nettle shouted, trying to push her magic further. Lucinda whispered urgently, Sofia, we have to act together. If we combine our magic and your amulet's power, we can neutralize her spell. Sofia nodded. Okay, together, friends. They held hands, forming a circle around the cauldron. A soft hum of magic rose from Sofia's amulet and merged with Lucinda's wand. Light swirled around the cauldron, turning the dark purple liquid into sparkling water that glowed with rainbow colors. Miss Nettle screamed in frustration as her magic fizzled. Impossible, she shouted. The forest trembled, but the protective light shielded Sofia, Lucinda, and Clover. Finally, Miss Nettle vanished in a swirl of smoke, leaving behind only a faint cackle. Sofia exhaled, relieved. We did it! The spell is gone and the festival is safe. Lucinda smiled, her broomstick glowing brightly. Thanks to you, Sofia. Without your amulet and courage, we wouldn't have managed this. Clover twitched his nose, looking proud. I didn't think humans and rabbits could do all that magic stuff, he said. Sofia laughed. It's not just magic, Clover. It's friendship, bravery, and helping each other. Suddenly, the amulet glowed again, sending beams of light toward the castle. The next challenge of the broomstick dance was calling. Sofia looked at Lucinda. The forest test is done, but the sky awaits. Are you ready for the dance? Lucinda nodded, tightening her broomstick grip. More than ever. Let's show everyone what a real broomstick dance looks like. Together! Sofia mounted her broomstick, feeling the wind lift her gently. Clover clutched her shoulder. I'm ready, but I hope the sky is less scary than the forest. Sofia giggled. Don't worry, Clover. Magic in the sky is much friendlier than dark spells on the ground. The clearing faded below them as they flew toward the castle courtyard. The festival was about to begin. The audience was waiting, and the sky sparkled with endless possibilities. But even as they prepared to soar, Sofia knew Miss Nettle was still out there, plotting her next move. The broomstick dance was not over yet, and the true magic of courage and friendship would soon be tested in ways they had never imagined. The clouds shimmered with the first hints of sunset, casting long shadows across the courtyard. The next part of their adventure would take them high into the sky, where twirling broomsticks, sparkling lights, and daring feats awaited. Sofia tightened her grip on her amulet and whispered, We can do this. Together. And with that, the princess, her best witch friend, and a brave little rabbit soared into the golden sunset, ready for the next challenge of the broomstick dance. Glowing star. The castle courtyard glowed under the golden sunlight as Sofia, Lucinda, and Clover soared above on their broomsticks. The audience cheered, and magical fireworks floated in the air like tiny stars. The broomstick dance had officially begun, and every young witch and wizard was performing daring flips and spark-filled spins. But Sofia knew the real challenge wasn't just a dance. It was keeping Miss Nettle from causing trouble. Look at all those sparkling trails. Clover said, hopping onto Sofia's broom for extra balance. This is amazing, but also really high. Sofia laughed. That's why it's called flying magic, Clover. Hold on tight. Lucinda twirled her broom gracefully, her wand sparkling with rainbow light. Sofia, we need to perform perfectly. Miss Nettle could strike at any moment. Sofia nodded. I know. We have to stay focused and protect the festival. As they glided higher, the sky became a canvas of colors. Other young witches made loops and swirls, forming stars, hearts, and glittering dragons. The crowd below gasped with every daring stunt. Then, suddenly, the wind shifted violently. Dark clouds began rolling in, and a strange purple glow appeared above the castle towers. It's her, Lucinda shouted. Miss Nettle. A bolt of dark magic shot from the clouds, twisting through the sky toward the dancers. Sofia's amulet glowed brightly, forming a protective bubble around her, and Lucinda, "Hold tight, Clover," she called, twisting the broom to dodge the blast. Miss Nettle's laughter echoed through the air. "You think you can stop me, princess? The dance will be mine." She waved her wand, sending more sparkling dark energy into the sky. Each bolt of magic threatened to scatter performers and ruin the festival. Sofia took a deep breath. She remembered the lessons from the Forest of Spells: courage, friendship, and teamwork. "Lucinda, together!" she shouted. Their broomsticks glowed as they held hands, merging the power of the amulet with Lucinda's magic. A beam of pink and rainbow light shot toward Miss Nettle's dark energy, breaking it apart and turning it into harmless, sparkling trails. The crowd below cheered, unaware of how close disaster had come. "Wow, did you see that?" Clover exclaimed. "Sofia did it." But Miss Nettle wasn't done. She flicked her wand harder, creating a massive whirlwind of dark clouds. The other young witches struggled to stay on their broomsticks. Some flipped upside down. Others almost fell. Sofia gritted her teeth. "We have to stop her now." Lucinda nodded. "We need a plan. What if we lure her into a trap?" Sofia's eyes lit up. "Yes, let's use the sparkling trails from the dancers as a path to guide her magic into the castle fountain. It will neutralize her spell." With precision, Sofia and Lucinda twisted through the sky, creating loops and spirals to direct Miss Nettle's attacks. Clover hopped behind them, helping nudge smaller spells away. The two friends coordinated perfectly, their broomsticks glowing like ribbons of light. Miss Nettle shrieked in frustration as her magic bounced harmlessly off the sparkling trails and into the fountain. Water glowed with rainbow colors, and a burst of energy shot upward, creating a magical shield over the castle. Her dark clouds dissolved. "Impossible!" she yelled, vanishing into a swirl of smoke. The audience erupted into cheers, thinking the dazzling effects were all part of the performance. Sofia and Lucinda swooped down, landing gracefully. "We did it!" Lucinda exclaimed, hugging Sofia. "The festival is safe." Clover twitched his nose happily. "That was incredible. I didn't think humans and rabbits could pull that off." Sofia laughed. "It's not about humans, Clover. It's about courage, friendship, and helping each other. That's the real magic." King Roland, Queen Miranda, and Amber came forward, clapping proudly. "Well done, girls. That was the most magical broomstick dance ever," Queen Miranda said. "And it's thanks to teamwork and bravery." Even the young witches and wizards joined in, cheering for Sofia and Lucinda. "You two saved the festival," one of them said. "That was amazing." As the sun set, painting the sky in orange and purple, Sofia looked at her friends and felt proud. The festival was safe. Miss Nettle had been defeated, and the magic of friendship had triumphed. But Sofia knew that adventures never truly ended in Enchancia. Somewhere, Miss Nettle was surely plotting her next trick. And while this broomstick dance had been saved, new challenges would always appear, testing courage, kindness, and teamwork in ways the princess hadn't yet imagined. Sofia hugged Clover tightly. "We did it, little buddy, and together we can face anything." Lucinda's broom sparkled in the last rays of the sun. "Yes, together." As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Sofia, Lucinda, and Clover looked forward to the next day, a day full of laughter, magic, and maybe even another adventure waiting just beyond the castle walls. The broomstick dance was over, but the magic of friendship and courage would continue to shine forever. Glowing star. The morning after the broomstick dance was filled with sparkling sunshine and cheerful songs. The castle courtyard had been decorated with golden ribbons, colorful banners, and magical lights that twinkled like stars. Birds chirped happily, and the air smelled sweet with fresh flowers and pastries from the royal kitchen. Today was a day of celebration, where all the dancers would be recognized for their bravery, skill, and creativity. Sofia stretched her arms and smiled at Clover. "We did it, Clover." The festival was saved, and everyone had so much fun. Clover twitched his nose, munching on a carrot. "I still can't believe we flew up there. It was high, really high." Sofia laughed. "Yes, it was, but we did it together. That's what made it magical." Lucinda floated down beside them on her broomstick, her wand glowing softly. "Sofia, I don't know how to thank you. Without your courage, The dance might have been ruined by Miss Nettle. You really are a true friend and hero. Sophia shook her head modestly. I didn't do it alone, Lucinda. Clover helped too, and so did everyone else who believed in the magic of friendship. Soon, the royal family gathered at the courtyard stage. King Roland clapped his hands loudly. Attention, everyone. Today, we celebrate not only the amazing performances, but also the courage and teamwork shown by our young witches, wizards, and friends. Queen Miranda stepped forward with a sparkling golden box. We have a special reward for those who displayed extraordinary bravery during the festival. Someone who showed courage, kindness, and a big heart deserves something truly magical. Sophia's eyes widened. A reward, she whispered to Lucinda. Lucinda smiled and whispered back, I think we both might be in for a surprise. The queen opened the golden box, revealing a delicate broomstick, smaller than usual, but covered in shimmering gemstones that reflected every color of the rainbow. A soft glow surrounded it, and tiny sparkling ribbons of light floated in the air. This is the broomstick of friendship, a magical broomstick that grows stronger with acts of courage and kindness, Queen Miranda explained. Sophia gasped, It's beautiful. Clover hopped excitedly. Does that mean it's ours? Sophia nodded. It's ours, for all of us who work together. The audience cheered, and Lucinda took Sophia's hand. This is more than a broomstick. It's a reminder that teamwork, trust, and friendship create the most powerful magic of all. Sophia hugged her friend tightly. Exactly, and it will help us on any adventure that comes next. Just then, a soft flutter of wings appeared overhead. The fairies of Enchancia, who had been watching the dance in the treetops, sprinkled glittering dust down upon Sophia, Lucinda, and Clover. You three have shown great bravery and heart, one fairy whispered. The magic of friendship shines brighter than any spell. Sophia smiled as the fairy dust glimmered around her. Thank you, she whispered. We'll continue to use our magic to help others. Clover twitched his nose happily. And maybe fly a little less close to the castle towers next time, he said with a nervous giggle. Miss Nettle, from a distance, peeked out from the forest, frowning as she saw the festival filled with joy. Her dark magic had been defeated, and the castle sparkled with warmth and happiness. I'll get them next time, she muttered, disappearing behind the trees. But Sophia wasn't worried. She knew that as long as friends stood together, no mischief could ruin the magic. The rest of the day was filled with music, dancing, and laughter. Young witches and wizards performed in small groups, showing off the skills they had learned. Sophia and Lucinda joined in, twirling gracefully across the courtyard on their broomsticks, trailing sparkling ribbons of pink and blue. Clover hopped alongside, adding his own cheerful energy to the dance. Everyone cheered, and the royal family clapped proudly. This is the most magical broomstick festival we've ever seen, Amber exclaimed. And Sophia, you were amazing. As the sun set, painting the sky in shades of gold and lavender, Sophia, Lucinda, and Clover stood at the balcony of the castle, looking at the sparkling city below. We did it, Sophia said softly. We saved the festival, and we proved that friendship is the strongest magic of all. Lucinda nodded. Yes, and with the broomstick of friendship, we'll have more adventures ahead, together. Clover twitched his nose. As long as those adventures don't involve chasing Miss Nettle through the forest again, I'm happy. Sophia giggled. Don't worry, Clover. We'll take it one magical adventure at a time. The stars began to twinkle in the night sky, reflecting off the castle towers and the sparkling ribbons of broomstick magic. Sophia knew this was only the beginning, the start of many more magical days, filled with laughter, courage, and friendship. And as the moon rose high, the princess whispered, No matter what challenges come, we'll face them together, and that's the true magic of being a hero. The broomstick dance had ended, but the magic it created would shine in Enchancia forever. Glowing star, sparkles the end sparkles.